Hello everyone, welcome to Miami Zoo, or Zoo Miami as they call it. This won't be the fancy edited filtered version of Miami Zoo. This is more our true experience as we walked around the entire zoo. There are other ways to get around the zoo. They have pedal carts, but they're quite expensive at $50 to $75 to rent. In total, it took us about 4 hours to walk the entire zoo. We walked down all of the pathways, we did all of the areas, and yeah, it was about 4 hours to do the entire visit. So, after visiting Zoo Miami, there are a few things I would highly recommend. I'll get to those in a minute, but first, please like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. So the first thing I would highly recommend is to have proper footwear. Do not come here wearing sandals or shoes that aren't comfortable, because you will be doing a ton of walking. Secondly, if you come here during the middle of the week like we did, we came on Wednesday, you'll find that it's very slow and there's not a lot going on. A lot of the areas will be closed off because there's just nobody to staff those certain sections, which I'll get to later. But the nice thing is, when it is slow, you get to go into places like this bear enclosure, and you can get some nice close-up views of the animal, and you don't have to deal with like the big crowds and stuff like that. It was pretty chill. My third recommendation is to expect to spend about $200 for two people. Um, the entry cost, the food, the souvenirs, the pedal carts, if you wish to take one of those, it's going to cost you about $200 for the full experience. And that also includes things like feeding the giraffes and feeding the birds, because those cost money too. And depending on how much you want to feed the animals, it can cost like $5 to $25 per feeding per person. So in this section, they had like some sort of reptile slash dinosaur exhibit happening, but it didn't seem like there's a lot going on. A lot of the staff was like not around to explain what was happening there. This here is the bird cage, so you can feed the birds here. It costs between $5 and $25, depending on how much you want to feed them. But it is a great experience. The birds will land on you and stuff like that. It's very cool. This here was just like a dead end to one of the pathways, and some signs about the spiders in the forest, I guess. I'm not really sure what was going on here. In this section, there were some turtles. It's a pretty cool close-up of the turtles, but they weren't really doing much. They were just hanging around. A common thing that you'll see here too is like the enclosures for the animals are massive, which is really good for the animals, but you don't always get a close-up view of the animal that you're trying to find. So we didn't really get to see too much of the elephants or the rhinos. There were a few animals that we could only see in the very far distance, because the enclosures are just so large, which is, again, it's great for the animals, but you sort of have to wait a while at each one to hopefully see them walk by. So at the park, you'll find different sections. This is the Amazon section. There's Cloud Forest, and there's sort of different themes to each section. You'll find like birds in one section, reptiles in the other section. It's very nice to explore each of the sections. It's almost like a circular path. You just follow all the way around and you get to experience all the different habitats of the animals. Alright, I will stop talking now and I'll let you guys enjoy the rest of the tour. Stay tuned to the very end so that you can see feeding of the giraffes and cool things like that. And again, don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much.
Just wait, 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 wait. Wow.
Only 1,000 remain.
Who's gonna get it?